Part 1. The moment I stepped out of the car, something felt off. It wasn't loud or obvious, just a quiet tension hanging in the summer air, like a storm waiting to break. My parents' house looked the same as always, perfect lawn, clean porch, laughter drifting faintly from inside. But as I reached for the backseat door to get my son, Liam, I noticed the front door close just a little too quickly, like someone had been watching us arrive. "Stay close to me, okay?" I whispered to Liam as I lifted him out. He nodded, clutching his little toy car, unaware of the strange heaviness settling in my chest. Inside, the house was buzzing. My cousins were sprawled across the couch, laughing loudly at something on TV. My mom stood in the kitchen, smiling too brightly, her voice sharp as she greeted me. "Oh, you finally made it," she said, like we were late, even though we weren't. My dad barely looked up from his phone, muttering a distracted hello. It didn't take long for the subtle digs to begin. My mom commenting on Liam's clothes, saying they looked a bit worn. My cousins whispering and snickering behind their hands. I tried to ignore it, focusing on keeping Liam comfortable. He stayed close to me at first, but kids are kids. Eventually, he noticed the other children inside and wanted to join them. "Can I go play?" he asked, eyes hopeful. "Of course," I said, smiling, brushing his hair back. "Just be nice." He ran toward the living room, but before he could even step onto the rug, my mom intercepted him. "Oh no, sweetheart," she said sweetly, placing a hand on his shoulder. "The kids are playing a game right now. Why don't you sit outside for a bit?" I frowned. "Mom, it's fine, he can play with them." But she waved me off. "It's too crowded, he'll just get in the way." Before I could argue, she gently but firmly guided Liam toward the back door. Something in her tone made me hesitate, a flicker of unease tightening in my chest. I followed them outside, but stopped just short of the doorway when I saw what she did next. The backyard patio was blazing hot under the afternoon sun. The concrete shimmered with heat, the kind that burns your skin if you touch it too long. My mom led Liam right to the middle of it and sat him down. "There you go," she said, brushing her hands off like she'd just done something helpful. "Sit here for a bit." Liam winced immediately, shifting uncomfortably. "It's hot," he said softly, trying to stand. "Stay," she snapped, her voice suddenly cold. "It won't kill you." I froze. My heart started pounding so loudly I could hear it in my ears. "Mom, what are you doing?" I said, stepping forward. But before I could reach him, laughter erupted from inside. I turned my head and saw my cousins pressed against the glass door, watching. One of them even pointed, whispering something that made the others laugh harder. And then I saw my dad. He was standing just to the side, his phone held up, recording. For a second, I couldn't process it. My own father, filming my son sitting on scorching concrete while everyone else laughed like it was some kind of joke. "Dad, stop," I shouted, rushing forward. I scooped Liam up instantly, his little legs red from the heat. He clung to me, confused and on the verge of tears. "What is wrong with you?" I demanded, my voice shaking. My mom crossed her arms. "Oh please, don't be so dramatic," she said. "He's fine." "Fine," I snapped, holding Liam closer. "You made him sit on burning concrete." My dad lowered his phone slowly, an annoyed expression on his face. "It was just a joke," he said. "Lighten up." "A joke," I repeated, disbelief washing over me. "You think this is funny?" Inside, the laughter continued, muffled but still sharp enough to cut. Liam buried his face in my shoulder, his small body trembling. That's when something inside me shifted, something deep and final. This wasn't just cruelty, this was something else entirely. And as I looked at my dad, still holding that phone, I realized one terrifying thing. He hadn't just been recording for fun. He had a reason, and I was about to find out what it was. Part 2. I didn't say another word. I carried Liam straight to the car, ignoring my mom calling after me, her voice laced with irritation rather than concern. My hands were shaking as I buckled him into his seat, his small face still flushed from the heat. "Are we leaving?" he asked quietly. "Yes," I said, forcing a calm tone. "We're going home." But my mind was racing. That video, the way my dad held his phone so steadily, like he'd planned it. The laughter from inside, none of it felt spontaneous. None of it felt like a joke. It felt staged. Halfway home, my phone buzzed. I almost ignored it, but something told me not to. When I glanced at the screen, my stomach dropped. It was a message from my cousin. A video file. My hands tightened on the steering wheel as I pulled over. My heart pounded as I opened it, dread creeping up my spine. The video started with Liam sitting on the concrete, just like I'd seen. His small voice saying, "It's hot." The laughter from inside, my mom's cold expression, my dad's steady filming, but then the video cut. The next clip showed me rushing in, grabbing Liam, shouting. My voice loud, panicked, furious. "What is wrong with you?" I yelled in the video. And suddenly, I understood. They weren't just filming Liam. They were filming me. I scrolled down and saw the caption my cousin had sent along with it. "Wow, you really lost it over nothing. Dad says you've always been unstable." My chest felt like it had been punched. This wasn't an accident. This wasn't a cruel joke gone too far. This was a setup. They wanted a reaction. They wanted to provoke me, to make me look irrational, explosive, unfit. Unfit for what? The answer hit me like ice water. Custody. My ex had been threatening to revisit our custody agreement for months. He'd been talking to my parents again recently, something I'd thought was strange but hadn't questioned too deeply. Until now. My hands trembled as I replayed the video, noticing details I'd missed before, the way my dad kept the camera focused on me once I entered, the way my mom's tone shifted just enough to sound reasonable on recording, the way the others stayed inside, laughing but never stepping out. They had orchestrated the entire thing. Used my son as bait. A wave of anger surged through me, stronger than anything I'd ever felt before. But beneath it was something colder, sharper, clarity. They thought they were smarter than me. They thought they'd caught me. But they made one mistake. They sent me the video. I took a deep breath and opened my messages, scrolling until I found the contact I needed. A lawyer. Someone I'd consulted months ago, just in case my ex followed through on his threats. My fingers moved quickly as I typed. I need to move forward. I have evidence. Within minutes, my phone rang. I answered, explaining everything, my voice steady despite the storm inside me. When I mentioned the video, there was a pause on the other end. "Do not delete anything," the lawyer said firmly. "That video works both ways. It shows intent. It shows emotional harm to your child." I looked back at Liam, now quietly playing with his toy again, trusting me completely. They thought they had power. But they had just handed me proof. Proof of cruelty. Proof of manipulation. Proof that they were willing to hurt a child to win. And as I started the car again, one thing became crystal clear. They didn't just cross a line. They destroyed any chance of ever being part of our lives again. This time, I wasn't the one being set up. I was the one who was about to end it, for good.